Hey guys, welcome to my channel and thank you so much for being here. This vlog is sponsored by Psychic Source. If you've been here for a while, you know that I'm big on manifestations. Not just saying affirmations, but actually doing the inner work. And when I look at my life right now, from the material things like my car, my house, to the stability that I've prayed for, none of it happened overnight. It all started with clarity, intention, and trusting myself, even when things didn't make sense yet. One thing I speak about often, you guys know, that really supports me during that process is using tools that have helped me check in with myself spiritually. And of course, those tools have been Psychic Source. In my life, there have been moments where I could see the vision, but emotionally, I was tired. I'd ask myself, am I being delusional? Am I even aligned? And instead of spiraling, I'd book a reading. Not for someone to magically give me things, but to help me ground my energy and realign my focus. What I love about Psychic Source is that you can choose whatever reading that aligns with what you're working on, whether it's abundance, purpose, confidence, or letting go of fear. And the conversations have always brought me back to the same message. Stay consistent, stay intentional, and trust the process. For me, manifestation isn't just about wanting, it's about believing that I'm worthy of the things that I'm praying for. And sometimes, having that external perspective helps you release doubt and move more with confidence. I use Psychic Source now and then as part of my manifestation routine, alongside journaling, prayer, and visualizing the life that I want. For me, it's not about predicting the future, it's about aligning with it. Psychic Source offers a variety of vetted psychics ranging from tarot readers, medium, astrologists, and psychics. They've been around for over 35 years, which makes it even easier for me to trust them because they do know what they're doing. There's a lot of things that I do enjoy about Psychic Source, especially when it comes to their website. Their website is easy to navigate. You get what you want as you log on the website. All their readers have reviews, and all their readers specialize in different parts of our lives. So whether you're looking for a love reading, a financial reading, a personal growth reading, or just a general reading about your life, you will find it on the website. And their readings do start from $1 per minute, which is value for your money because all the invaluable insights that you are going to get. I usually spend about 10 to 12 minutes on their sites, so that's about 200 Rand. If you're converting it to South African rands, obviously depending on your country, you can convert the currency, the dollar currency, to whatever your currency you are in. So for me, outside what I get from Psychic Source, from their readings and how working with them and using their platform has changed my life, it's the fact that it's affordable. I can use it anytime that I want. I don't have to think about breaking the bank or pinching my pennies. And the invaluable insights that I've gotten from there are not always sometimes things that I want to hear, but when I do look back and reflect on it, are things that I need to hear. You can get a reading, whether it's via telephone, chat, or video call option. I always prefer the chat because it gives me an opportunity to reflect on my past readings. Just a couple of days ago, I was reflecting on a reading. I think I got it in July last year. We're in January. And so the fact that I'm able to read through the readings and as much as what they said at that time hasn't happened, but just that comfort of being able to go back and reflect. Some people connect better with telephone and some people connect better with video chat. I would assume you'd connect better with video chats because you want to see the person that you're talking to. You probably want to read their energy as they're reading yours. Whatever that you're comfortable with, you can choose and pick anything that you are comfortable with. They do offer new user specials. You can either use my link here or the one in the description box, or you can just go directly to their website. There's always some new user special, which makes it easier to explore without any pressure. As mentioned, I will leave my link on the description box for you to check it out. Everything you want already exists. You just have to believe, align, and keep moving. Thank you so much to Psychic Source for sponsoring this video. Let's get into Welcome to part 2 of what would Big Sis Mandy do. I don't know if I'm going to have to make part 3 because it's a lot of questions. I think I'm going to start doing these once a month because it can get a bit heavy, but let's get into it. Okay, Portia says, hey Mandy, I hope you see this. Guys, I see all your comments, ne? I may not be able to respond to all of them, but trust me, I see all of them. I don't usually comment, but I feel like I need to speak because I understand you and I relate to you deeply. I'm a 35-year-old South African single mom currently living in Vietnam. I have an accounting degree and about 7 to 8 years of auditing experience. I stayed in auditing for years, even though it was toxic because I was scared to quit. I had a child to take care of and bills to pay. I was in the same situation as you. I met my baby daddy, stayed together in Cosmo City. Hey, twin! We lived like a normal couple. We cooked together, did everything together. This was during COVID. I also lived with my baby daddy during COVID. What was going on, guys? Because how do you live with someone? Cook, clean, wake up, sleep, wake up, sleep. We worked together. I'm a daughter. Okay, let me continue. There were no signs. He told me he had one child and I didn't have any children at that time. After about 7 months, when the country opened, the wife showed up. Are we living the same life? In my case, shame, she didn't show up. I guess she showed up differently than what I was told. So, hey. That was the shock of my life. Later, I found out he actually had more children. So when people say, you knew he was married, I just want to say no. Some of us genuinely didn't know. And I hate how people judge women so quickly. When my child was still very young, around 1 to 2 years old, I tried to go to maintenance court, but I was on short-term contracts, not permanent. I was traveling from Cosmo City to Pretoria every day. My bosses were not understanding at all and I was scared to lose my job, so I stopped the process just to survive. There was also fear, I won't lie. The wife threatened me and my child. Are we twins? She didn't threaten me though. She threatened my child though, which is basically she threatened me. Anyway, my child was getting sick a lot when she was small, and as a mother, that messes with your mind, of course. People can judge me, but fear is real. Sometimes you pause things not because you're weak, but because you're trying to protect your child and yourself. 100%. Imagine being threatened of witchcraft and being told that you will struggle financially and your relationships won't work, and suddenly your child gets sick. Mama, I get you, and anyone who judges this. Now that my child is older, she's turning 5 this year, I'm more healed and I know I don't want that man. I want accountability for my child, that's it. I understand exactly where you're coming from when you speak about maintenance and baby daddies. About working abroad, people glamorize working abroad and it's not always perfect as they display it on social media. While maybe in some countries it's glamorous and maybe Vietnam is just not for me, I don't know. I came to Vietnam to teach English and thinking that life would be better. It's not. I earn less than I earned in South Africa, even on short-term contracts. Accent bias is real. If you're not American or don't fake an American accent, you struggle. I'm South African, I speak English, but it's never good enough. I also experienced racism. One of the parents said she doesn't want her child to have a black teacher like me because she will be traumatized for the rest of her childhood. I've experienced discrimination here, real discrimination. It breaks you slowly. People don't talk about that part online. I'm barely surviving. I can't help my parents financially and that hurts deeply. I'm tired. My heart is no longer here. I want to go home, focus on my childhood schooling, rebuild my life properly, but I'm also scared because I need to be responsible, not to make reckless decisions. So my question to you, Mandy, is this what you would do if you were 35, a single mom, emotionally exhausted, trying to hold it together and needing to start again without destroying your child's stability? I just want to know there are women like me who understand you. Even when we are quiet, we see you and we relate. Okay, Boitumela responds first to you. She says you have a degree, go to China where the currency is stronger than the rand. Korea, Japan, and Vietnam have weaker currency, so definitely be helpful. Hope this helps. And send money and send home. Hope this helps. I hope so too. What Mandy would do, because Mandy has a support system at home, I would live like a dog in Vietnam for at least 6 months or however long it takes you to save enough money for your child's schooling. It seems like your child is turning 5 though, ne? So she's still in creche. I think for me, when Milani was still in creche, I didn't care about her stability. Honestly, I did not care about her stability. Milani would stay 2-3 months at home, come back, go to creche for 1 month, go back home. I really didn't care. I think now I care about Milani's stability because she's in big school. So I think firstly, Mandy in this situation wouldn't be this hard on herself because of stability, or worrying about Milani's stability. And Mandy in this situation would live like a dog in Vietnam and try to save as much as I can so that I come home and be with my child and have enough money to make sure that her stability is not disturbed. Then by having enough, if her school fees is 4,000, I try to have that times 6 while I come home and figure myself out. I also agree with Boitumelo. I don't really know obviously about China, Japan and stuff, but she's speaking with a lot of conviction, so she might know. And also another thing, are you not able to teach English online while you're back home? I've heard a lot of people speaking about teaching English online. You already have the qualification and the experience. Is it that different? How does that work? Do you not want to come back? I know you say you were in auditing and accounting. Do you not want to come back and try teaching in South Africa? I would definitely come home, but I would probably just for like maybe gibegezele another 6 months and live like a dog, eat noodles or bread if I have to, save every cent that I possibly can so that I can come home and my daughter's life continues. And also with that being said, please don't be hard on yourself, guys. Like a 5-year-old can go to a cheaper creche while you save enough money for her foundation school, which is primary school. Zoe says, Mommy, make a love to your kids. I understand what you're going through something. I understand you were going through something with Alwanda in the past year. What method of discipline did you use, and do you have regrets on how you handle some of the situations? I keep reminding my daughter that I'm a single parent and I use debt to support her each time she does something wrong. I feel bad after, but she has a tendency of asking more than she knows, and I'm struggling financially. I don't know how old your daughter is, but I don't believe in involving the children in your financial difficulties, because it creates something in them once they're older to believe that they're not worthy of material things, because they carry that guti. Uma had to take debt to support me. And also when mom says I have to take debt to support us, it makes me feel like I'm a burden. You know what I mean? So with Alwande and even with Milani, I don't talk, but Alwande, obviously she's old enough to know, but I tell Alwande, but I'm unemployed. I don't know why. Last time she wanted to do like some fancy hairstyles, I said I'm unemployed. If it has anything to do with money, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing it. All I'm paying for is school fees. But Alwande is old enough to understand that kids are naturally selfish. Unfortunately, kids don't care about the situation. They'll want what they want. And I think that's the beauty of being able to raise a healthy child. Children shouldn't care about your financial issues. I'm the firstborn daughter, eldest daughter, and I used to care about my mom's financial issues, and that was not my place to care. A child shouldn't care. A child shouldn't know. So I think I get why you feel bad. I don't think that you should tell your child that I'm in debt because I'm supporting us. But with Alwanda ways of discipline, I would just not buy her things. You know, if she's giving me attitude about something, I know next month she's going to want Air Force sneakers, I'm not going to get them. With Alwanda, my form of discipline is not to reward bad behavior. If you pass at school, you'll get something. If you fail at school, you're not getting anything for the next 3 months, you know. Obviously I do have conversation with my kids to say, mommy currently doesn't have money right now, but when mommy does have money, this is what you can expect. It's a bit unfair to say I'm in debt because of you, because A, the child didn't ask to be here, B, the child is not supposed to understand your situation, and C, telling children that really creates adults who feel unworthy of things. So I know you feel bad, so I'm not going to say anything else to make you feel bad, but to make you feel worse. But try to limit that language you use. Amanda would try to limit the language you use when speaking about money, and rather have an honest conversation with your child. You would say, listen, Nana, I know you want this and this, and I know that your friends have this and this. I don't know how old your child is, so obviously speak in a way that is age appropriate for her. I know that your friends wants this. I know this is what's cool at the moment, but mommy doesn't have money right now. But let us save up for it in the next 3 months or so. And maybe now also, if you do well at school, meet mommy halfway by doing well at school. Maybe do your chores. Maybe pay her for doing chores. I know you're saying obviously money is tight, so you probably don't even have like the 20 rand to play with. But I think just have an honest conversation about finances with your child without putting it on them, or without making it seem as if they are the reasons why there's a financial breakdown in this home. Notolo says, hi Mandy, how's the relationship with Wawa? now, and if you do not want to answer, that's okay. I'm also a mom to a teenager who's 17 years and our relationship is very rocky, but I'm positive one day we will be friends and we'll be able to share anything with each other. I love your content. I've been on this channel when Mimi was 6 months old. That's when I started this channel. My god, no, Nox, thank you. You will be. My relationship with Alwande now is okay-ish, you know. I'm sure she still holds a little bit of resentment towards me. I still hold some resentment towards her. It's natural. It's just natural for people who love each other. There was a time where I held on to the fact that, oh my gosh, our relationship is so horrible. I'm a horrible mother. I'm so bad. I'm so bad. Then I remember she's a fucking teenager. Teenagers are shitty people. They are horrible. Oh my gosh. Okay, I know I have teenagers watch my channel. Not you, baby. Not you. Someone said to me on this channel, I forgot her name, she spoke so much life in me when I was going through the most. She just said, remember yourself as a teenager. Sometimes that advice is hard for me because I was not a bad teenager. I was a typical firstborn daughter who was scared of my mom, and I just didn't want my mom on my case, so I did everything that she wanted me to do. The first time I disappointed my mom was when I fell pregnant. By that time, I was already out of her house. But in the house, I never pissed that woman off. I was scared of her, and I was scared of the system. So I didn't have a voice. I didn't roll my eyes. I didn't, you know, give attitude. And I read somewhere that children who do that means that they're safe. You know, they feel safe around their parents. And I want my children to be vocal and express their feelings. But they can get rude. They can get difficult. And so sometimes when someone says, but remember how you were as a teenager, it's very, very difficult for me because I was not a bad teenager. But as much as that, I can't relate. But I can understand. Teenagers are teenager. Let her teenage. You definitely will be okay. On my previous part 1 of this, I spoke about the fact Wuti. I read that tweet of that girl said Wuti, her and her mom are best friends now. She's in her 20s, but there was a good 5 years where she hated that lady. Well, hated. So I think find solace in the fact that you're gonna be best friends. You're gonna be fine. Let her go through her emotions. You also go through your emotions. It's hormones for her. She'll come back. You just need to be the bigger person, unfortunately, because you are the adult and you are the parent. But I promise you, she'll come back. Honestly, she'll come back. Life with Vivi says she also wants to ask, my teenager will be 14 soon. So I think what Life with Vivi is asking is also the discipline part. Obviously, guys, you know, I've always said this. I've never hit my children. There was a point where I used to yell a lot. I've gotten better for the past 5 years. I don't yell anymore, but I used to yell. One day, yeah, my baby shame, she got that yelling part. And also, I mean, I was a kid myself. But yeah, for me, the ways of discipline is that I don't reward bad behavior. If you do something that's dumb and then on Friday expect me to buy you sneakers, that's not gonna happen. Are you mad? So it's just literally, I used to take Alwanda's phone. I don't think that worked because it frustrated me, because now I can't call you to say, hey, take the chicken out of the freezer. And also, she had a laptop, which means what I was doing was just rubbish because she would access her apps on the laptop. But yeah, I also take away her phone, take away her privileges. So whenever she does something dumb and then on Saturday she wants to go out to the mall with her friends, no, we don't do that. So yeah, I would take away her privileges and I don't reward bad behavior. That's my form of discipline. And I don't know if I can say it worked for me or not. Skyscraper Barbie, ooh, what a nice name, says, hey sis mans, what would big sis mans do should a marriage proposal arrive unexpectedly regarding the point you once made that mans would not get married? Why are you proposing to me? Hell no. For me, as a black woman, and I think all black people do this, we don't just propose marriage, right? We talk about these things. You write the letter to my family. It won't get to the proposal. The minute you're just like, you know, I've been thinking about marriage. Lose that thought or lose me. Guys, my mind will never change about marriage. And I know a lot of people, someone asked me on my previous video about why did I break up with Original Rappeling? She thought we were going to get married. I'm very firm on my boundaries. I'm very firm on the things that I do tolerate or not. And I think that sometimes you guys don't even believe that I'm that firm, because whenever I say cheating is a deal breaker for me, I always have someone saying, but what if, Angina, what if? Everything that I believe in because I've got data to back it up. And I've got either my lived experience or other women's lived experience. Nothing will ever change my mind about marriage. I can meet the most amazing man in the world. If he does not want to be my life partner in his own house and in my own house with his own things and my own things, he can go. A man who's thinking of proposing to me must lose that thought or lose me. I'm not willing to bend for any man. And if the man is really, really a good man, he will understand. Not only will he understand my stance on marriage, he will respect it. So no one will, if you ever unexpectedly propose to me, I just assume that you want to get beaten up by me. Yeah. Okay, Porky says, hi Mandy, how do you stay so positive when you're unemployed and you have no job interviews or offers lined up? I've been unemployed for over 10 years and I'm dying, especially now that it's badly affecting my children. My daughter has not even gone back to school yet because I couldn't buy her new uniform. Her school changed uniform and they literally chased her with other kids. They literally chased her and other kids out of school saying they're not allowed with old uniform. I felt like I failed them. I always give them what I can, but never thought I'd fail them like this. The time that dad is living his best life somewhere. When the year started, I was hopeful and positive, but I see myself going back to depression. I don't know what to do. I can't start a business. How do you find? I need to respond. I need her to send me her number. I don't know if, okay. Sorry, I just needed to respond to her. I need her to send me her number. I want to help out with uniform, and I know that my community, we are not rich bitches, but guys, please, if you have 100 rand or 10 rand, can we please find a way? I'll talk to her. It's just that by the time you guys see this video, it's going to be the last week of January. I hope we are not too late, but if you have any money to spare, please do let me know. No child is going to go without just because of money. And a uniform is expensive, but I'm sure we can do something. I've just asked her for her number. I can spare uniform one or two, at least 2 dresses or 2 shirts that at least she comes home, wash every day and stuff. No child should be shouldn't go to school because of uniform. And fuck that school. Fuck that school. You changed uniform. The child is coming with the old uniform. What is the issue? Give parents a break. Give them at least the first 3 months. I once went to a school where the uniform changed. They gave our parents the first 3 months of the year to get new uniform. I hate the system. I hate capitalism because you know how things are and you still, let me not get ahead of myself. Mama, I can't advise you here. All I can say is I hope you see my message of me send your number so I can send number 500 to your Tengi uniform, and I hope that you guys can be able to help. You've been unemployed for 10 years, and guys, I don't know what to say for this one. I don't know what to say because at this point I don't think you need advice. I think you need actual help, and that's all I can offer right now. I don't have advice for you, but I do have money that I can send your way. Just please answer if you haven't answered by now. I'm shooting this on the, what's the date today? I think it's the 21st of January. Shit, guys. Oh, it's the 20th. I know it's Truniso's birthday on the 21st. I'm sorry. No, Truniso's birthday is on the 22nd. It's someone else's birthday on the 21st. I'm shooting this on the 22nd of January. It's probably going to go up on maybe the 25th, 26th of January. I hope by the time you see this, you would have responded to me. I didn't advise, but I can send you money for uniform. Karabo says, hi Mandy. What would you do if you ask questions about your religion in prayer and now you are being given all kinds of new information, i.e. Christianity is man-made? Would you deconstruct, and how do you know what's right? Hey, it's tricky. Let's come here and tell you guys that I'm not a religious person, but I'm a believer. And with me being a believer, I know there's a God, but I do believe that everything is man-made. Guys, time is man-made. Dates are man-made. Corporate is man-made. Capitalism is man-made. Everything is man-made, you know. so because I'm not a religious person, no one can ever deter me from my God. You know, I don't stand. I am a Christian because I was born Christian, you know, but I went to a Muslim school. For me, religion is not like, oh, I'm a staunch Christian, Jesus is king, or I'm a Muslim, or I'm Nazareth. I'm not that person. For me, what matters to me the most is my relationship with the person or with my higher power. So I would probably deconstruct knowing that I can be a rebel, but that wouldn't change my belief in what I believe in, if that makes sense. What City says, my question is, off late, how are you really feeling about Wawa being in matric and doing it without that guy? Do you have friends who have kids with special needs? If so, how does the dynamic work? Lastly, any plans for international trips with your kids? And if so, where's the first country you go to? The first question, how do I feel about Alwanda going to matric, especially without that guy? I don't feel anymore. I think I was hit the most when she was going to grade 8. My mom has taken care of the finances when she lived with Alwanda and when Alwanda was younger, so I never really felt financially responsible. But when she was going to grade 8, obviously she was already living with me, and she was going to Kuro, and my gosh, the uniform as a Kuro is ridiculously expensive. I remember going to the Kuro shop in Pretoria, and I think I spent about 8,000 rand, and I lost it. I crashed out. I made a long Facebook post about it, a long Twitter post about it. I was broken. I shouldn't be doing this by myself. I shouldn't, even if you don't want to be part of the child's life, this 8,000 shouldn't be coming from me. I crashed out. I lost it. It was really, really horrible for me when she was going to grade 8. And that's when I took him to maintenance court. One thing about me, I will use my anger to drive me to maintenance court. People used to call me a bitter baby mama, and I'd be like, yes, I'm bitter valley. How can I not be bitter? I'm raising this child by myself. I shouldn't be. You know, where's financially, and where's he's well off? Well, used to be. That man's broke now. He poor. And that's on Idlos. That's on Don't Play With Me. And that's on God Don't Play About Single Mothers. I've angazam swed. And when me and my child and my mom were trying to make ends meet, he was living nice. Him and his family was living nice. Came COVID, took away everything. And you can come here and be like, oh, but you're rejoicing. Yes, I am. I rejoice in my deadbeat's pain. I rejoice in my deadbeat's pain, and everyone around them. So yes, I was mad when she was in grade 8. Now, I think I've mentioned here before that what made me just be fine with everything. You guys wouldn't know if you've been here since day one. You know I used to cry about these deadbeats, and there came a point where my therapist was just like, surrender and accept it. And I've done that, and I don't think about them anymore. I know my children do, but I don't harbor any feelings anymore. You know, what is this? I feel indifferent. You know, the opposite of love is not hate, it's indifferent. I feel indifferent about them, which means I feel nothing, and that's the best place to be in. Second question, do you have friends with kids with special needs? If so, how does the dynamic work? No, I don't have friends with, I don't know anyone actually who has a child with special needs. I think. No. I used to have a colleague whose son was had autism, but that was my colleague, so it wasn't my friend. That was the only time I've ever been exposed to a child with like special needs. So no. And then plans for international trips with my kids in the future. If so, what's the first country going to? Kenya. I think I've said this before. I want to go to Kenya. I want to take my children to Kenya. No, I want to go to Kenya by myself, but with the kids, probably Disneyland. I don't know, Alwanda is probably over it, but I would love to take my kids to Disneyland. Disney World or Disneyland? I think it's Disney World. I think Disneyland is the cheaper version. I'd like to take them to Disney World. Yeah. Boloko. Boloko is it's not a former, it's a fellow. What no? English is a fellow YouTuber. I'm going to link her channel below, and I'm also going to put her handle here because she says, you are a year older than me, but please. So you can't call me big sis. I'm a year older. Yes, actually I still am your big sis. What would you do to what would you say to someone who's been unemployed for 11 years with a degree? You've been to interviews but dololo, tried YouTube, not winning. I sell perfumes and it's starting to be okay. I'm praying for more customers. I'm going to put Bologo's handle here, guys. If you can support, please do. What would you say to me or someone like me? I'm glad that your perfumes is starting to work out for you. Actually, everyone that I know who's doing Perfume Co, is it called Perfume Co or Perfume and Co, is saying that it works for them. So if there's anyone else who's watching this channel unemployed, wondering what to do, I guess this is one thing that I've heard good reviews on and I would highly recommend. I've bought a couple of perfumes from people who sell Perfume and Co. Love them. I buy them. That's all Alwanda uses. Whenever she's out, I'll buy again. Yeah, so buy for your kids, your daughters, especially your sons. I'm sure they have like male perfumes as well. Your little brothers, if you have the coin, please support. But you say you have a degree, guys. How does the I don't have much information on it, but how does the teaching in China thing work online? If you have any information, please drop it in the comment section. I know that they require a degree. I know that there's also like a certificate you need to complete. I don't know if that certificate is free or if it's expensive, but yeah, if I was in the situation, if I had a degree, I would look into teaching. I have a degree. YouTube is not working out for me. I would look into teaching English online. I don't know if it's still a thing, but if you do have any information or if you've done it before or know someone who's done it before, please help out. My level says, hi Mandy, I'm a new mom and I heard you always talk about your children's education is set. I need to know what majors and methods you've put in place. Investments. I don't like talking about my finances on this channel or just in general, but look into investments, look into education. I've heard that educational funds are scams, so maybe not that, but talk to your broker, talk to your banker. I've got an investment with Discovery and F&B as well. So that's how my kids are set. Each investment is set to come out. One of my investments is set to come out when Alwanda goes to goes to varsity, and my other investment is set to come out when Milani goes to high school. So I've got like investments. Once again, I'm not really someone who wants to talk about my finances on this channel, and if you want to know more about investment, I'm going to refer you to Jennifer Ngumalo. Jen Ngumalo, greatest when it comes to speaking to people like you and me. She understands us. She's not speaking from a place of, you know, high horsey. So with Jen, she talks about investing with 1,000 rand, you know, from 1,000 rand. So please follow Jen Ngumalo. She's very, very active here on YouTube. Okay, we are done with YouTube. Let's go to TikTok. I know I've got a couple on TikTok. So let us. We are on TikTok now. Hi big sis, the best thing that has ever happened to me was subscribing to your channel 3 years ago. Wangi, my sis, Wangiu, Gatoho, I love you, but you know I sometimes Hanban. She's the ban, but the ban recommended me. What would Mandy do if you had a 5-year partner, dated since 2020, campus lovers, but we broke up for 3 months in 2023. He ghosted me, and the reason he came back later, I got a better job than him, and he felt he couldn't take care of me because he was broke. After 3 months, oh, the reason why he left is because I got a better job and he couldn't take care of me because he was broke. Good. Love a man who knows himself. Okay. After 3 months, he came back and everything went back to normal. But for sure, I know he did love me from everything he did to make sure I was okay. Fast forward Jan 2025, we broke up again. The issue was finances. I snapped and I spoke shit to him. I'm an overthinker and I like things to go as planned. Fast forward, we start talking again. Oh, I like things to go as planned. Fast forward, we started talking again 5 months ago. He had started dating, but it didn't work out. He was giving me signs that he wanted me back, but I wasn't interested. In December, he told me that he had a friend who was sick and he's been taking care of him. 2 days after the friend died, he was broken, and he later told me he started dating this friend. He's heartbroken and is grieving. At the same time, now he's been texting me daily. Now I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell him. I kind of hate him now because after she died, the friend that day before he told me that they were dating for like 2 months. He put a comment like, I don't know what happened, what I would do if we dropped dead to him today. Baby, leave that man. It sounds like this man can't be single. He sounds like he just always needs to have a woman. And he sounds like, guys, there's a man who keeps coming back to you. It's not a compliment. It's not a compliment. A man shouldn't be able to come back to you. Even if he wants to, he shouldn't be able to come back to you, because I would like to think Uguti by the time, unless maybe if it lasts a month, but 5, so you broke up in Jan 2025 and he came back 5 months ago. So you were broken up for a good 6 months. In that 6 months, a lot of growth and introspection should have happened in you. I think maybe I can, if I break up with someone maybe for like a month or 2, I can go back, because I mean, how much growth can I possibly do in a month or 2? But with that being said, I don't think someone coming back to you is a compliment. I think it's just disrespectful. I think this man, you are his safe space, because you take him back every time, and he clearly has a problem with being alone, and he needs to grieve without you. He needs to grieve his ex-partner. The fact that also he lied to you about that is also a problem for me. Let him go grieve his ex-partner, and let him be single. And maybe you, if you want to be single, move on if you want to move on. But that man, no, my baby. Pumagui. I know he's your college varsity, you said campus love. No, find another love. It's okay. Okay, hi sisunjani, ngicela i-advice lana, since nawe wake waba ku-situation efana neyami. So bengihlala ePretoria for 4 years. Last year I decided ukubuyela ekhaya eMlazi, Durban. I was struggling financially and overwhelmed ngezinto eziningi. Bengihlala nengane yami, but beku too much. Ngisekhaya manje, but I miss my space so much, and ingane isiqala isikole. I am mentally not okay manje, angazi noma i-decision yami i-right yini. Okay, to translate, baby girl lived in Pretoria for about 4 years, and then last year she decided to go back to home, and she was struggling financially, and she was overwhelmed with a lot of things. She used to live with her child, but it was a bit too much. She's back at home now and she misses her space, and her baby has started school. She's mentally not okay, and she doesn't know if the decision of going back home was fine. How old is the child, A? And B, is your family supportive? I love my family to death. They are supportive. You guys know this, but I do get a headache when I'm home. So what I would do for your own sanity, if your family is supportive and your child is safe, I would leave my child for a year or 2. Move back. Multi-financially, it's overwhelming. So I don't know if you work from home or if you have a job at all. So I'm not sure what your situation is. If you are working from home, are you not able to find your own place, or do you have to come back to Pretoria? And are you not able then to get a flat in town and live with your child still, or maybe go see your child every weekend? That's only if you come from a supportive family. Will your child be okay without you? I would, obviously for me, you guys know this, I do come from a supportive family. I would leave my child at home, let her continue with school, send whatever money that I can send back home while I try to hustle for her this side. And once I'm in a better financial situation, I'd go back and fetch my baby. Okay. What would Mandy do? I live with my sister. She has a teenager and I have a 5-year-old. We have co-parented our kids throughout. However, I'm so tired, as I get to bear all the financial issues of the kids and the house all by myself. Right now, after Christmas shopping, I had to pay 9.3 to get him sorted out in high school, uniform, stationery, fees, textbooks. It's a lot, but I won't be able to deal with that. If I didn't step in, he was going to stay at home. As an advocate of education, I could not allow that. With all of that, I gave my sister 7.5 during December. She used it all. She didn't even save 2K for herself this January. She didn't even start a 2K business to push through. I'm currently unemployed as I left my job in December due to workplace hostility and abuse, and I have to get back on my feet. I feel like our lives will never change. I won't be able to give mine the life I want to have because I have to think of my sisters. You don't have to. It's unfair on me. I didn't think I would still be dealing with this in 2026. In 2022, I gave her 22K to start her hair business. She got suppliers numbers and then didn't proceed with it. In 2023, I gave her 20K to start a business. Babe, what's this man? You clearly have a lot of money. Okay, let me finish. Last year, I had to pay 12K for her business rent and stock. Oh, I'm so tired. I'm drained. If I tell you I'm on the top 10 paid in this country, but my life does not reflect that. I have carried so much for so long. I'm so tired. I have tried to support her and my family through. But truth is, if I keep doing this, I won't make it. The money I gave to my boy was saved up for me to buy my first designer bag, an MK, Michael Kors, or a Coach. But here I am. What would you do? My sister is an amazing sister, by the way, supportive, kind, but there's nothing that she does that stands and prospers. Every time she tries it, it becomes nothing. You need to move out and you need to let your sister suffer. Clearly, you can afford a couple of things. What Mandy would do, I would take me and my baby out. I would continue paying school fees for her child because education first and no child is going to stay home. And she would need to fucking get up. You've spent almost 100K on your sister. And it's because we spoil our siblings. Well, not mine, but you know what I mean. We spoil these people. Sometimes you need to let people, sometimes helping people is a disservice to themselves because they will never know how to get up. If you die tomorrow, what do you think is going to happen to your sister? You've been her protector and her savior for so long. You need to allow her to live life and let life show her. You have saved her too many times. Sometimes we do our loved ones a disservice by always rescuing them, by always doing things. I've got someone that I used to take in anytime and got to a point where I can't do this anymore. It got to a point where I'm just like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. And I washed my hands and I did this. This person that I'm talking about has got her own apartment now. She has a job. She's doing well. It was never going to happen if I didn't stop. Sometimes we block our own blessings by continuing to take care of people who are very able to take care of themselves. You are doing yourself and your sister a disservice by saving her and coming to her rescue every time. She clearly does not care, and she will not care because the money is free. She probably believes that you need to take care of her. What Mandy would do is to stop giving her money. I would stop saving her. I would take my child and move out. Because what's going to happen now is that your child is going to get scrapes off you, both financially and emotionally, because you're tired. Take your child, move out, continue paying for my niece or nephew, her son. She said her son, or it's your son. I don't know what her baby is. I would continue paying his school fees. I would definitely continue paying his school fees. I would take care of the child. I don't know. I'll probably even move the child with me. But teenagers can be difficult. And, kids also want their moms. But you need to stop coming to your sister's rescue. You are teaching her. You are not actually teaching her anything. And the resentment that's going on. And I know she's a good person. She's this. But she needs to learn how to stand up on her own feet. One day, touch wood, you will die. What's going to happen? You've given her enough. You've given her enough capital to start businesses. You've tried your best. It's not like you're just leaving her. You are doing her and yourself a disservice by continuing to come to her rescue. Let her survive on her own. Move out. Take your kid with you. Support your niece or nephew. But your sister financially, no. She's doing this on purpose because she knows you are here and you are always going to come through for her. Okay. Sawubona Mama Mandy, please keep me anonymous. I'm 22 years old and I've been battling with body dysmorphia from a young age. I'm in varsity and I've gained a lot of weight and I'm experiencing a lot of changes in my body from stretch marks to cellulite. I was home this December. Everyone had something to say about my body, especially my family. And I feel like it made me hate my body even more, of course. I would like to lose a little bit of weight, but I don't know where and how to start. As someone who's experienced body dysmorphia, may you please advise me on what to do. Is food your comfort? Are you an emotional eater? For me, whenever I want to lose weight, I don't know if you drink alcohol. You're 22. I don't know if you drink alcohol, but you need to start off by cutting things that are bad for you. Alcohol, sugar, replace sugar with honey. Eat the right carbs, potatoes. I wouldn't cut off carbs completely. And one thing that will for sure make you lose weight is running. Run, mama. I remember when I gained a lot of weight from the contraceptive I was on, I ran twice a day and I lost the weight in like 3-4 months. So running will definitely make you lose the weight. If you have access to gym, run more than you lift weights, but also lift weights so that you can tone. But I would definitely cut off if I want to lose weight at the point that I'm at right now. Obviously mine is mixed with a fast, but it is inspired by a weight loss journey that I'm on. I've cut off alcohol and I've cut off sugar. Those are the two things for me that were a problem, and I think those are the two things that are a problem for a lot of women: alcohol, sugar, and bread. Cut those things off, mama, and run. And I'm sorry about your experience with family. Talking about your weight, unfortunately, it's such a black thing. I don't know what with black mamas, black aunties, and always wanting to chime in about weight your muntu when they are also fat. I really don't get it. Sometimes it is coming from a good place, but the delivery is not well. I'm sorry about that. I wouldn't say cut off things completely, but alcohol, yes, sugar, yes, but you don't have to cut off carbs completely, because those carbs, your body needs carbs, you know, your body needs fat. So just everything you need to do in moderation. And for me, what has worked with Kat when it comes to weight loss is running. And everyone that I know who runs say the same thing. That's the quickest way to lose weight. If you can't run, or you feel some type of way about running, walking, like brisk walking, like, you know, when you walk fast, that also helps. So you are very young, you're 22, and I don't want you to feel this way for a long time, but I'm also very proud of you that you are aware of your feelings and aware of your body and want to change it. And you can. You honestly you can, and you should. Okay, good day, Mandy. What would Big Sis Mandy do? So I was engaged and had a baby boy over a year ago, but the relationship failed. Initially, damages were not paid because we were planning for the marriage, which is not happening anymore. The father keeps saying he will pay for the damages, but he goes quiet about it. He needs to do right by his son. I don't know how to go about it. Please advise. Are the damages that important? And if so, is it culture? And is he taking care of the child? If not, can you take him to court? He does need to do right by his child. With the damages, that's not a conversation for you. That's a conversation between your family and his family. So for me personally, I remember with Milani's dad and the damages thing, my mom would speak to Milani's grandfather directly. We were never involved in those conversations because that is between the elders. So if you do have an elder you can trust, get that elder to call him to ask for ina. Also, you guys were about to get married, so chances are the elders do speak, right? The elders need to speak about that. But if he's not taking care of the child monthly, take him to court. Okay, I think this is the last one. What would Big Sis Mandy do? My older sister has 3 kids and I've been there for all of her kids. I mean, I'm even their next of kin in the kids school, and I was there for her from day one. I just had a child who is 1.5 now, but she only saw my child once after she was born. What? And never even came to even take a call just to check on my child. And it hurt so much because I had imagined us being a happy family and my child knowing that she's got bigger siblings, which are my nieces and nephew. But no, it's not like that. I don't want to force anyone to be part of my child's life, but it hurts so much. It hurts so much. They are updated with my child's life through WhatsApp statuses. This is so hurtful. It's like if Norma had a child and I just decided to just be like, psh, after she has supported me through my children, both my children, Norma, even her inheritance, like in her papers, should Norma die, all her money is being left to my children. Now imagine when she has the child and I'm just like, yo, I am sorry. I'm sorry. Your sister is a horrible person. Not a horrible person, but what her actions right now are horrible. That's not a nice thing to do. And why? I think for me it's why. Does she feel like maybe your child is going to replace who you are in her children's life? Does she feel like now that your child is here, you're not going to be a next of kin for her kids? Have you had that conversation with her? Have you guys spoken about this? Have you told her how you feel? I'm sorry, I don't even know what to say to this. It's ridiculous. I can't even, I'm trying to think what the possible reasons is. That maybe she thinks that now that you have a child, you're not going to love her children just as much, which is ridiculous. Yeah, I'm sorry, babe. Okay, hi Mandy. Love your content. YouTube recap. I said I watched 105 videos from last year. Damn, I post that much. Damn. Anyway, I brought this here so I don't put my business out there. Guys, you're safe with me. You're safe. This is coming from someone who is the same age as your mother. I've always known that I was not meant for employment. Worst case for me, it was at a time where working from home was not even a thing, but writing held me down for years. I say this to say that feeling of not wanting to be employed is valid. Thank you. And if you ignore it, employment will make you miserable. I know. I love that you pray, and since you already expect things to work out, pray for the opportunity, not the job. That is perfect for you and your skills and will bring you joy and abundance. Expect it to show up and be prepared for it to show up in the most unexpected of ways. Pray and let it go. Don't even tell us until it has manifested. And trust that it is coming, because you know that things always work out for you. You once mentioned an idea of a podcast. Hell, the other day you said boys don't deserve mics. No pressure, but if you do a podcast, you are already making content. We love your yaps, so test it out for fun without thinking of it as a vehicle that will bring you the money that you need. Don't think about a fancy studio. Test it out and see. You have a lot to say that girlies can benefit from. Who knows what might come out of it. Also, what can you do around hair that does not need money investment? You always say you love doing hair. Those are just examples of things that you already love and you can try. It has to be something that you love, and God will guide you on how you will make money from it, because money does not just come from a job. God has a gazillion ways of you to get it. If you trust in God to figure it out, you won't worry about not having a job, because he provides. I'm in the same boat, figuring things out and starting over at 57. So you have the benefit of being younger. You have time. And please stop saying you're broke. You are actually in between opportunities. I tell myself I'm in between my millions, as they say, umlomo uyadala. This message is something to consider, since you mentioned you don't know what to pray for. Wishing you all the best. It will work out, and you already know. And I'm sorry for the long-winded message. I feel like I want to stop doing all with Pixie's Mandy too, because y'all made me cry. Y'all make me cry. I needed to hear that, and I think it hits differently when it comes from someone who is the same age as my mother. Obviously, my mom is a nurse, and she's been working for 20 years, I think, and all she knows is work. My mom is very, very supportive, but she doesn't have the knowledge or experience to give me this kind of advice. So you do not know how much I appreciate hearing this from someone who is old enough to be my mother, and not just my peer. My peers and I talk about this all the time, and it's different because we are just two blind people saying exactly when we don't even know what we're doing. So when it comes from someone who is not only just older than me, but someone who's experienced it, it hits differently. I appreciate this message so much. You don't understand what this does. I actually just need to respond to her right now. I needed to hear this, and thank you so much. Everything that you said, I will take. I will pray about it. My sister and I actually were talking about my love for hair, and why don't I look into it? Why don't I tap into it? I will. I think I've given myself the whole of January just to recover from the brokenness that I felt throughout the jobs that I've had and the things that were said to me by bosses and stuff. And I think that February is going to be my new year, where I lock in now and lock into my talents, my skills, and do the things that I love. And I believe in everything that you say. I appreciate you so much. I will be coming back with my kiddies hair business. I lacked a bit, I slacked a bit. I had an imposter syndrome in a corner, because I remember posting about it on TikTok, and I said that it's 100 rand for two, 160 for two, and some girl commented and she said, well, I get mine for 15 rand from Timo. And that broke my heart, because okay, and then why are you saying all of this? And then someone on the comment section responded to her and be like, but why are you being evil? Like, you're a witch, in not so many words. And other people are just like, also it can be a 15 rand at Temu. Amanda does hers from scratch, you know. Do you think about the labor, the products and stuff? But it's just like that comments like that. And sometimes I have this thing of, oh my gosh, the market is oversaturated, and then I'm just like, no, but there's a space for everyone. I read this comment today saying that the sky is big enough for all the birds to fly to, and that's something I should also consider. And you too, if you are watching this and you're thinking of starting something and you feel like the market is oversaturated. So thank you so much. I don't know if I should call you by name, because you said I mustn't you don't want to put your business out there, but I definitely will respond to you personally. You do not know what your message has done for me, especially coming from someone who's old enough to be my mother. Okay, let me see if this is the last question. So this one says, hey sis, I hope all right. Yo, I don't know where to start, but I really need someone to vent to, and I came across you, and I remember that in my mind you're my big sister. And from watching your YouTube channel, I'm 32 years old, I have 4 kids. I know I judge myself every day. I'm so overwhelmed. I feel lonely, Gunzema, to accept that this man I love dearly is always the one who breaks me. I want to exit, but it's hard. Yes, I work in retail. He's a good father, though a terrible partner. I want to leave him, but it's so hard. I think that I have low self-esteem, and I'm always paranoid. I overthink a lot, and I'm afraid to take photos or even look at myself because I feel ugly. That's how much he has hurt me. Lapo yena, he doesn't even care about my personal health. How do I move on and forget about him? I can't block him because he loves his kids, and asikaze silwe ngazo uzenzela yonke into. I think you've answered your question. You can literally leave him and let him continue to be a father. And also, guys, I know this is an unpopular opinion, and I know that is, I don't think you can be a good father if you're a horrible partner, because as a father, a good father models how love is supposed to be through the children's mother. So if you are treating your children's mother like shit, but you're a good father, what does good father mean? He's present. Because let me tell you something. If I grew up and I never saw my dad loving my mom, I would have a very horrible view of relationships, because I saw my dad ill-treating my mom. That will make me either A, think that the treatment is normal, or B, hate men because my dad modeled that behavior. Your children's first love is you as the parent. So if you are treating the mother of your children bad, how are you a good father? This is my unpopular opinion. I've heard a lot of women being like, he's a horrible husband, but he's a great dad. Just because he's present doesn't mean he's a great dad. What he's modeling for your children is rubbish, and that's what children are going to remember when they're older. So not to take away from the fact that you say he's a great dad, I don't think you can be a good dad and a horrible partner. I think he's a horrible man. But that's fine. That's just my unpopular opinion. Leave him then. Leave him, mama. Women thrive when they are single. Uyayazi revenge body. Uyayazi post-breakup glow. You're going to get better. You're going to be prettier. The reason why you even feel ugly and you don't want to take pictures, maybe you've gained even weight, is because of the stress he's putting on you. Leave him. Get your confidence back. You're 32. You're young. It's fine. You've got 4 kids. Luckily for you, they're from the same man. So it's going to be easier to co-parent. Find yourself again. Do not stay with this man longer than you should. I don't know what, I always say this on my channel. Women don't regret leaving. They regret not leaving sooner. Leave this man, my love. Continue co-parenting with him. As you're saying, go back home if you need to. Regain your confidence back. If you don't have a job, find your job. Even if you are peka a shop righty, find something that's going to make you depend on yourself again and feel good about yourself again. Financial freedom is where it's at. Once a woman has her own money, that's how you get your glow up back. That's how you get your freedom back. Get your own money. Sell something. Go door to door. Use your skill. Can you do hair? Can you do makeup? Can you do nails? Teach yourself how to do nails. Do people's nails. There's so many things that you can do. Teach yourself how to do hair. Teach yourself, learn a skill. But you need to leave that man. Otherwise, you will be miserable for the rest of your life. And you think that staying with him, maybe it's for the kids. It's not. You're also teaching your kids. You guys are teaching your kids what love is supposed to be like. And that's not the kind of children we need to be raising. He can parent these kids. You guys can co-parent. Go back home if home is a safe space for you. But you are too young. Even if you were 52, 62, no one should be going through what you're going through. Have a conversation with him about a parenting plan. And also keep in mind that most men, when you decide to leave him, he might stop being a parent to those kids. So keep that in mind. If we are take him to court, but do keep in mind that most men only parents just because they have control and access to you. But if you say that he's the father that he is, then you shouldn't have a problem. You are too young to be feeling this way. Get out there. I'm going to tell you the same thing I told to 17-year-old. Run, walk, get your money. And I promise you, maybe you don't even need to run and walk and do all of these things. Maybe once you leave him, you'll actually get your glow back. I promise you, the reason why you're feeling like this or feel like you look the way that you do is because of the stress that he's putting on you. Being single is an option, guys. And being single is a beautiful option. Do not let bitter women tell you otherwise. This is the last one. Hi Mandy, I hope that you're good. My baby daddy is paying 3K towards the child and we're both doing the same career. Our take home is about 48K. He's been working overtime there and so sometimes he gets more. My problem is that the 3K he's sending is not even the salary I'm paying to the nanny. He doesn't buy clothes, stationery fees or do anything. He just pays me 3K and nothing after. Do you think I can still win in court? I have anxiety, I'm so scared, but financially it's draining. Clothes, uniform, stationery, blah blah blah, mutual activities, like I'm paying a lot alone, and when I ask for money he blue ticked me. At least when I ask for an increase. Yeah, you'll win in court. Ukhumbule guys ukuthi icourt doesn't care about what else are you paying for. I mean, the 2 times that I've taken both my baby daddies to court, all they say is, as soon as you get your salary, you pay SARS, then you pay the baby mama. They don't care that you have a house, 50,000, that you have a car, 1,700, that you have another child there that you're taking care of. Court doesn't care. Court looks at your salary and looks at the child's expenses. And your salary, all they care about is that you pay SARS, and then after that, you pay your baby mama. So you definitely will get way more in court. Take him to court and collect all the expenses. And your expenses are already on your bank statement. For the child's school fees, you already get a what is this thing called? A statement. Put all of those things together and take him to court. Aslan nabafana this year. Aslan nabo. Ganjela last year, go December, go home. Satana mandla. Come back in January and take that man to court. I promise you, you will not get a medal for not taking him to court. And the worst that court can do is say he must remain at the 3,000 rand. But I promise you, a lot of people keep thinking, no, but he's paying for a house. No, he's paying for the car. And courts, they told Alwanda's dad to sell his car. Because he was just like, but my car! Court said, sell it. So trust me, it's an exhausting experience. It's an exhausting process, but it's worth it. This is the last question, and this is the last time I'm doing what would Big Sis Mandy do for the month. It is heavy because I can't help. I feel so bad when I read about things that I can't help with, but I hope that whatever it is that I say rewires your brain or like makes you think differently. And obviously, if you had a question that I read out loud, Also look out from the comment section. Our community does help out with questions a lot. I do love you guys, and I'm sorry for everything that everyone is going through. But for those who are in bad relationships, just leave. I know it's not easy, but for you to get back to yourself, leave. Relationships with men are not that important. Please, they're not. I know society has told us otherwise, but we need to unlearn all of these things. We need to rewire our brains. Relationships with men are not that important. You can do, actually not even you can, single women do better. Single women do way better than women in relationships, and sometimes even married women. Not to bash anyone, gosh, because you're gonna come for me, but I promise you, talk to your single friends, talk to single women. I promise you, there's nothing wrong. As I always say here, women don't regret leaving, they just regret not leaving sooner. Take care of yourselves. I love you. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed this Q&A, and I will see you on the next one.